Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Tosif, and I'm starting another live stream. My friends, it's Friday night, and I thank all my friends who have been supporting this channel. This community is growing. We have tremendous momentum, and the reason for that is we focus on the truth. That is our strength. That is our power. We focus on the truth, and which is why this community has been growing and we will continue to grow. God willing, we will continue to grow because the truth cannot be stopped. The power of the truth is everything. My friends, if you are joining, please make sure that you hit the like button. Please subscribe if you are new here, or maybe you've been here before, but you did not subscribe. You are undecided. Well, now it's the time to make a decision. Please subscribe. And my friends, introduce yourself in the live chat window. Say hello. I see our friend Rachel from Waukesha is here. Rachel, so great to see you. Good evening. Frank, thank you for being here. Our friend Frank from Florida is tuning in. Frank, thank you so very much. My friends, there's so much happening in the world that I really don't know where to start. There's so much I want to talk about, and I just don't know where to begin. I mean, I'm starting this live stream. We're 2 minutes, 44 seconds into the live stream. But in terms of going into a topic, I just don't know where to start. I mean, my friends, maybe you can help me out, okay? Maybe you can help me out. Where shall we start? Shall we talk about the Middle East first? Is that what we should do? Let's talk about the Middle East. Or shall we talk about immigration enforcement actions? Or do you think maybe we should start by talking about President Donald J. Trump's health assessment? And there are other topics. What should be the first topic of discussion? Help me out. You can let me know in the live chat. There's so much happening in the country and around the world that I feel like I could go on and keep talking all night. And you know that I have done those live streams, those long live streams, like 3+ hours nonstop. God gave me the strength to do some of those live streams, and those who have been connected to my channel for many months, you know that I've done those. When there's a lot to talk about, I can just go on and on and on. But you know what? I feel like I have come to a decision. Yes, I know which topic I'm going to start the conversation with. I know I've asked you for your suggestions, but I feel like I now understand which topic I need to discuss first. We will start today's live stream by talking about the wonderful speech by First Lady Melania Trump. That's right. That's what we are going to do. And I hope that you know what I'm talking about. First Lady Melania Trump, she gave a wonderful speech. It was a short speech, but it was a very, very powerful speech, something that people are talking about. And if you did not watch that, my friends, you need to watch it. You don't have to do it right now. Right now, I want you to stay here with me so that we can have this conversation. But afterwards, I would encourage you to go on the internet and to listen to First Lady Melania Trump's speech. Now, before I go into the discussion of the speech and what she talked about, the contents, I must say that Melania Trump is the best first lady in modern American politics. Do you agree with me? She is absolutely the best first lady. And if you do agree with me, make sure you let me know that in the live chat, my friends. That's why we have this live chat, so that you can share your thoughts as I'm speaking. Because I'm sharing my thoughts, you need to share yours. Melania Trump, I believe, is the best first lady in modern American politics. She is truly a wonderful person, First Lady Melania Trump. And she is a great partner to our President, Donald J. Trump. When you think about President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, you can see how strongly they support each other. That's right. How strongly they support each other. A president needs a strong support. And that support should come from the family. A president needs strong support, and Melania Trump is the strong support for Donald J. Trump, our president. And my friends, today was a remarkable day. There was a speech delivered by First Lady Melania Trump. And there were lots of questions in people's minds when the doors opened and Melania Trump walked out, facing the camera. She was very confident, as she always is. And the doors opened, she walked out, walking straight, very, very confidently towards the podium. And then she came and stood at the podium in front of the microphones. And people wondered, like, what is this speech going to be about? As I said, there's a lot going on in the world. So what is the speech going to be about? What is First Lady Melania Trump going to talk about? And now we know what she talked about. She approached the podium, the microphones, and she started speaking. And my friends, those who watched the speech, you know, it was a very, very powerful speech. It was about the Ukraine-Russia war. It was about the Ukraine-Russia war. We know this war has been going on. And it's a great tragedy how many lives are lost every single day. How many lives have been lost since the start of the war, the Ukraine-Russia war. We want the war to stop. We want lives to be saved. We want peace and harmony. So when Melania Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, when she came and started speaking at the podium, it was very clear that she's talking about the Ukraine-Russia war. But it's not just about the war. In her speech, First Lady Melania Trump talked about an issue that is of central concern. She talked about the victims of this brutal war. She talked about the children, my friends, the children. Just pause for a moment. Think about what the children are going through in that part of the world because of the war. Do you know what she said? Melania Trump, in her speech, she said, and I quote, "A child's soul knows no borders. No. We must foster a future for our children which is rich with potential, security, and complete with free will. A world where dreams will be realized rather than faded by war." End quote. This is what First Lady Melania Trump said. This is a powerful message. This is a very powerful message. First Lady Melania Trump informed everyone that she has been in communication with Russian President Vladimir Putin regarding the welfare of the children affected by war. My friends, First Lady Melania Trump said that her representative has been working directly with President Putin's team, and her goal is to ensure the safety and well-being of the children. Since the war broke out between Ukraine and Russia, many Ukrainian children reportedly were taken to Russia. And Melania Trump's focus is the welfare of these children. She wants to ensure that these children are returned. It's about reunification. It's about making sure that the children are reunited with their families, their parents, their siblings. Reunification, bringing families together. My friends, when we think of war, we think of soldiers, right? We think of armed, heavily armed soldiers. When we think of war, we think of tanks and fighter jets. When we think of war, we think of drones. When we think of war, we think of devastation and destruction, dirt and debris and confusion. My friends, we must think about the human lives affected by the war, and we must think about the children in particular. Because of First Lady Melania Trump's efforts, 8 Ukrainian children who were displaced during the war had been reunited with their families. 8 precious lives, 8 children reunited with their families. Why? Because of First Lady Melania Trump's efforts. It is tremendous if you think about it, my friends. Think about it. Stop for a second. Let's pause. Let's think about how precious each and every human life is. We're talking about children. 8 children, 8 precious lives reunited with their families. Why? Because our First Lady, Melania Trump, she took action. This is extremely powerful. This is deep. Just think about it. So we see President Donald J. Trump, obviously, We see him on TV all the time. He's working nonstop. And when we see President Trump, what do we see? We see a powerful leader, not just the leader of a country, but a global leader, a world leader. When we see President Trump, we see one of the most powerful presidents of all time. Think about Abraham Lincoln. Think about Abraham Lincoln, one of the most powerful presidents of all time. Think about George Washington. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. And now think of Donald Trump. He truly is one of the most powerful presidents of all time. But understand one thing very clearly. Melania Trump is also extremely powerful. Her presence and her words have tremendous influence, not just in the United States, but around the world. Melania Trump can stand at a podium, she can stand in front of the microphones and deliver a message. And that message is going to reach people across the world. Her words have deep meaning. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a mother. She has a compassionate heart. She's extremely kind. And she truly loves people. And she is the first lady who can promote peace. She's the first lady who can promote harmony. She can play a tremendous role. I am very, very confident. First Lady Melania Trump can play a tremendous role in bringing the Ukraine-Russia war to an end. After listening to her speech today, I am extremely confident that she can make it happen. And I think she is already playing a huge role. She can end this war. She can bring peace. So we see President Donald Trump as this powerful figure. But remember, our First Lady, Melania Trump, is also very powerful. She is going to promote kindness. And I'm very, very confident that she's going to help end this war. My friends, I am looking forward very eagerly. I'm looking forward to hearing more from our First Lady. We always hear from our President Donald Trump. He's talking to the reporters, he's answering questions, he's giving statements. Whether he is talking to the press before getting up on the plane, whether he's talking to the press after he gets out of the plane, whether he's talking to the press after signing executive orders, he's talking to the press sitting in a cabinet meeting. He's talking to the press. He's answering questions all the time. While flying on Air Force One, he's talking to the press. This is not like Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden, and honestly, my friends, I'll tell you, I really don't want to discuss Joe Biden, what he did, what he did not do. I mean, that's not the focus of this live stream. It's not. But his name came up because in order to understand the contrast, you have to look at both presidents. You have to look at President Trump first term, and then you look at Joe Biden, and you'll see the difference. It's night and day. President Trump, always active, always working hard, fulfilling promises made to the American people, answering questions. President Trump is the symbol of transparency and accountability. And then came Joe Biden. Doesn't want to talk to the press. He'll answer a few select questions. If he answers any questions, I mean, which, we saw him, right, holding those cards, like some hand-picked journalists. He's gonna, like, softball questions. And he would answer those softball questions, Joe Biden. No transparency, no accountability. People, for 4 years, people were wondering, like, what in the world is going on? Who is in charge? Joe Biden doesn't talk to the media. He doesn't answer questions. And when he does, he's confused. When he's up on a stage, he's confused. He doesn't know which way the exit is. Should he go left? Should he go right? We saw all that. I'm not making this up. It's all on video. So you look at President Trump's first term in office. Then you look at Joe Biden. Lack of transparency, lack of accountability. We still don't know who in the world made the decisions behind the scenes. Do we know? And that whole auto pen thing, oh my God. If we start talking about the auto pen, we're going to be here all night, so I'm not going to do that. But we clearly did not know who was in charge when Joe Biden was in office. Because Joe Biden seemed extremely, extremely confused. And then, thank God, we have Donald J. Trump back in the White House. He's back in the Oval Office, and accountability and transparency returned. Finally, we have a president once again who is actually going to answer questions. We have a president who communicates directly. We have a president who communicates in real time. He has a thought, he's going to go on Truth Social, he's going to publish a post, and we know what the president is thinking. Reporters ask him questions. He answers. He's not reading a script. He's not picking certain reporters over others. President Trump can answer any question. Ask him a question, he's going to give you an answer. So thank God. So we see the big role that President Trump plays in the United States and around the world. And we understand his power. We understand his influence. But remember, there's also First Lady Melania Trump. And we now understand that she's playing a very big role. And I'm confident she's going to do her best to help end the Ukraine-Russia war. We want peace, my friends. So let's talk about our president now. There's more to discuss. So let's talk about our president. President Donald Trump visited Walter Reed this week. It is important, very, very important for presidents to do health checkups, right? I think we can all agree. It's important for presidents to go and do health checkups because, think about it. Being the president of the United States, it's the most important job in America. I think we can all agree. It is the most important job in the United States, the job of the President of the United States. And some might say it's the most important job in the world. Not just in America, in the world. If you are the US president, you have the most important job in the world. The entire world is affected by the actions that a US president takes. The entire world is affected by the decisions that are made by a US president. And President Donald Trump certainly has a much bigger role in the world than a lot of previous presidents. So we want Donald Trump to be healthy. We want Donald Trump to be strong. We want him to have sound physical and mental health. Physical health, mental health, both are extremely important for a US president. And my friends, I'm going to share with you some great news now. Earlier, I mentioned that President Trump visited Walter Reed this week, right? Are you ready for the good news? You're going to love this. Let me know if you are ready for the good news. Are you ready? Are you ready, my friends? Are you ready? I'm going to pause for a little bit here before I share the great news here. Oh, I see Kristen's here from New York. Good to see you. Good to see you, Kristen. It's been a while. MAGA. Someone's writing MAGA. Please write MAGA if you believe in MAGA, if you want to make America great again. Everyone loves my hat. Okay? Everyone loves my hat. There you go. My hat. All right. Okay. I'm going to continue. So I'm going to share with you the great news. According to the physician to the president, Donald Trump remains in exceptional health, exhibiting strong cardiovascular, pulmonary, neurological, and physical performance. This is the great news I wanted to share with you. And I'm gonna read to you the quote again. President Trump, and I quote, remains in exceptional health, exhibiting strong cardiovascular, pulmonary, neurological, and physical performance, end quote. My friends, because I shared with you a great news, why don't you do something? Why don't you write Make America Great Again, or MAGA in short, in the live chat? It's going to be a visual way for us to see how many of you in the live chat strongly support President Donald J. Trump and how many of you truly believe in making America great again. Please write MAGA in the live chat. MAGA. Write MAGA. 400 people watching. Write MAGA. Awesome. Do it, my friends. Do it. I see MAGA. MAGA. Wow. Brian is writing MAGA. Who else is writing MAGA? Braden writing MAGA. DJ is writing MAGA. Awesome. And there are others who are writing MAGA. Christine, thank you, Christine, for writing MAGA. Appreciate that. Who else? Frank is writing MAGA. Rachel is writing TTTT, which means Tossif tells the truth. As I said, the truth is the foundation. So many of our friends writing MAGA. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much. The entire country should be very, very happy that our president is in excellent health. You know, this is something we all want. We want the leader of our country, our chosen leader, to be in excellent health. Because we, the American people, voted for him. Freedom loving people voted for him. They put him in the White House. Electoral college vote, popular vote. And we want him to remain in excellent health so that he can continue to do the great work that he does for the people of the United States of America. And my friends, now more than ever, we want President Trump to be healthy because he has many great things to do, including this very important trip that is coming up. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a very important trip coming up, and you might say that the future of the world depends on this trip. Are we going to have a peaceful world? Are we going to be able to achieve peace and harmony? That depends on the success of this trip that is coming up. My friends, President Trump is going to be visiting Egypt. Okay, Egypt, which technically is in Africa, North Africa. Okay, but Egypt connects Africa and the Middle East. Egypt is a fascinating country, by the way. So much of history. Okay, anyone here visited Egypt? Can you let me know? I have never visited Egypt. I'd love to. It's a beautiful country. I'd love to visit Egypt, but I have not. But if you have visited Egypt, please share that in the live chat, all right? Okay, someone's saying yes, right? All right. So much of history. You study Egypt. I mean, go back thousands of years. When you're reading a history book, just go back thousands of years. I mean, we can talk about the pyramids all day. So fascinating. I always thought the pyramids really fascinating. And in school, my friends, when I was a young boy, I found Egyptian history to be extremely interesting. You know, when I would study history textbooks, we would read about the different parts of the world. Okay, so we would read about Asia. We would read about Europe, Latin America, just different parts of the world. So much of history. It's hard to remember everything, but I always found Egyptian history to be fascinating. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to deviate and go into another topic, just talking about the history. Let's focus. President Donald J. Trump is going to be visiting that part of the world to secure peace and harmony. That's the goal. That's the goal. To secure peace and harmony. The world is eager for peace. The world is eager for peace. My friends, just you ask yourself, what do we really want? We want our neighborhood to be peaceful. We want our city, our state, our country to be peaceful. We want the world to be a more peaceful place. All these conflicts, big and small, should come to an end. We are human beings. We should be able to coexist. Doesn't matter what race, religion, color of the skin. We should all be able to coexist peacefully. We want peace and harmony, and This is the focus that President Trump has. He wants to secure peace and harmony. President Trump is going to be visiting North Africa and the Middle East region to promote peace and harmony. The world is eager for peace, and President Trump wants a solid peace agreement. Everlasting peace. I know people say lasting peace, but I think President Trump said everlasting peace. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what he said. Everlasting peace. Peace forever. So, President Trump will be visiting Africa and the Middle East region to help ensure that we do achieve everlasting peace. President Trump said he's going to be visiting Cairo. Once again, I know it's a beautiful place, but I have never been there, Cairo. And then he will be visiting Israel. So that's the information that I have. It's publicly available. That's, you can go read. There's a lot of anticipation about this trip that's coming up. He's going to be going to Cairo. He's going to be going to Israel. The eyes of the world are going to be on this visit. This trip, this peace deal is so important because there are various countries involved in the process. Many prominent world leaders are involved in this process of securing everlasting peace in the Middle East. My friends, I'm going to pause, and I would encourage you to please subscribe if you have not done so already. I would appreciate if you subscribe, because when you do subscribe, you stay in touch with this channel so that when I do future live streams, you'll get notifications and you can join. So I'm happy to report to you that we are less than 40 subscribers away from reaching our 14,000 subscription mark, okay? So maybe like 39 more subscribers would be great. That way we will get to 14,000. And if we can get there tonight, I think it'll be truly wonderful, okay? So 39 more subscribers. I know many people are watching me tonight, so if you would please subscribe, I would appreciate that. Help us get to the 14,000 mark. It's a small channel, my friends. It's not a huge channel. I don't have like 100,000, 500,000, a million subscribers. Maybe we'll get there someday. We're not there yet. This is a small channel, but this is really more than a channel. It's a community of freedom-loving people. As I have said probably a million times previously, it's a community of freedom-loving people. So be a part of this community. Join by subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. You just click on subscribe and you stay connected. It's free. All right. So, my friends, I mentioned this very important trip that is coming up, and we want President Trump to be strong because he has a lot more great work to do. He has tremendous responsibilities on his shoulders. The world is looking at President Trump. The world is depending on President Trump to secure everlasting peace in the Middle East. And so we want President Trump to be strong. We want him to be healthy. And it is truly amazing to hear that he is in excellent health. He is in excellent health. Exceptional health. What did the doctor say? I'm going to read that again. What did the doctor say? The doctor said that President Donald Trump, remains in exceptional health, exhibiting strong cardiovascular, pulmonary, neurological, and physical performance. Thank God. Thank God for keeping Donald Trump in great health. So, but you know what? Honestly, I mean, it's great to get that report from the doctor, but I think we already knew, right? I mean, do we really need a doctor's report in this case to know if President Trump is in good health or not? I think you just follow his actions. You just listen to his words. You observe how super active he is. He's always active. And a person can be so active only when that person is in excellent health. If there's a health issue, it's not going to allow someone to be so active. Always sharp, always active, physically, mentally. And so we already knew that, but the doctor just confirmed it, that he is in great health. So, my friends, President Trump gets things done. And now what I'm going to share with you, some of you are going to find it very interesting. Get ready for this. You're going to love this part, okay? If you are a conservative, Trump supporter, Republican, you're going to love this. But you know what? This is going to be particularly interesting for the Democrats, for the liberals, those who are watching. Those who are liberals watching this live stream, get ready for this. What I'm about to tell you, I don't know how you're going to react, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. So get ready. Get ready. Give me 30 seconds, all right? Let's build up this suspense. Let's build up this anticipation. What is Tausif going to tell us? What is so interesting? Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. I will tell you. I will tell you. You're all going to love this. The Republicans are going to love this. The Democrats, I don't know how you're going to react. It's going to be very interesting. Okay? All right. No more suspense. Let's get to the point. I was listening to an interview. And in that interview, I mean, there was a journalist, and there were two guests on a panel. It was Hillary Clinton, and it was Condoleezza Rice. Okay? They were appearing for an interview with a journalist, and here's what Hillary Clinton said. Are you ready for this? I'm going to give you Hillary Clinton's quote, and I don't know if the Democrats are ready for this. The Republicans are going to love this, but I'm not sure if the Democrats are ready for this. Are you ready? Okay. Hillary Clinton said the following, and I quote, "I really commend President Trump and his administration, as well as Arab leaders in the region, for making the commitment to the 20-point plan." End quote. Now, I'm not giving you the transcript of the entire interview. You can go watch it. But this is what Hillary Clinton said about President Trump. Hillary Clinton said, "I really commend President Trump and his administration." It's coming from Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. She is saying this. She is saying, oh my God. So she is acknowledging the fact that President Trump is the peacemaker. He is getting things done, things that previous administrations have not been able to do. The Trump administration is getting things done. It's an acknowledgement coming from Hillary Clinton. Now, what are the Democrats going to say? If you are a Democrat and you're watching this, by the way, I always welcome everyone. I truly do, genuinely, with a lot of kindness. I welcome everyone. You don't have to agree with me. You can just watch my videos. You can express your opposition to my viewpoints. I would still welcome you. I would still welcome you, and I do. There are many liberals who watch my videos, and then in the end they'll write a comment criticizing me. That's fine. Do it. Go right ahead. But what do you have to say in response to the fact that Hillary Clinton is saying, I really commend President Trump and his administration? I mean, President Trump has been able to achieve something so significant that even Hillary Clinton is saying, I really commend President Trump and his administration. I mean, how significant is your success? How significant is President Trump's success? How significant is the Trump administration's success that Hillary Clinton is saying, I really commend President Trump and his administration? I know I have repeated that a few times already, but you know what? It is that significant. It is that important. It needs to be highlighted. So, getting praises from a Democrat. These are words from Hillary Clinton. And while President Trump is trying to bring peace in the Middle East, his team of highly skilled administration officials are trying to bring peace on American soil. Okay, now we're talking about a different topic. We're talking about homeland security. We're talking about immigration enforcement. We're talking about arrests. We're talking about deportation. Very important. And President Trump's administration is working hard on that too. All right. All right, my friends. I've been talking for like 48 minutes now. Wow. Time flies really fast. Time flies so fast. Please subscribe, okay? I would appreciate that. Subscribe and stay connected. Subscribe, my friends. Subscribe. Okay, I'm trying to read some of the comments. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Please write. Please write Trump. Let's show support for President Trump. Write, I support President Trump. MAGA. Make America great again. America first. Please write all these patriotic comments in the live chat, my friends. Please write it. Write America first. Write MAGA. Write Make America Great Again. Write I support President Trump. President Trump is the best. Write comments of support in the live chat. Let's see how many freedom-loving Americans are here. Lizzie is here. Lizzie writes, Lizzie is the true patriot, if I recall correctly, right, Lizzie? Lizzie is writing MAGA. Awesome. James is writing Trump. There's another viewer. It's called, what, Bori? Is that the name, Bori? I can't pronounce it, but I see your comment. MAGA for life. Um, and there are, okay, let me scroll here. Um, Loves is writing, I support ICE, absolutely. Garden is writing MAGA. Mm, wonderful. Thank you, my friends. Sarita is writing MAGA. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. Wow. I'm trying to read the comments, but there are so many comments coming in. Lizzie is writing Trump 2028. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my friend. So we need peace around the world. We need peace in the country too. So I know I've previously in other live streams I've discussed um, immigration enforcement a lot. I mean, that's a topic that I very frequently discuss. But all I'm going to say today, not going into details because that's not the focus of my discussion today. I will discuss that hopefully next time. Victoria, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Please pray for the federal agents. Please support our ICE agents, okay? They have really challenging tasks. Every day they go out there, they catch the criminal aliens, and they're facing a lot of resistance, the ICE agents are. The ICE agents are facing a lot of resistance, a lot of opposition coming from the far left, you know. Talk about like the absolute crazy far left, okay? The crazy far left is trying to oppose the work of ICE. The crazy far left is trying to oppose the work of other federal agents. So, my friends, keep the federal agents, keep the ICE agents, keep the law enforcement officers in your prayers. Pray for their good health, pray for their strength, pray so that um, they get the support that they need and that they continue to have the support that they need to make America safe again. Okay. So, my friends, this is very, very important. I do want to highlight that we have to support ICE and we have to support the work that ICE is doing. ICE is catching dangerous criminal aliens and making America safe again. We want to make America great again. We're doing that. But part of making America great again is making America safe again, making America strong again. Absolutely. So Lizzie is writing, God bless ICE. Absolutely. God bless ICE. All right, my friends. I'm going to wrap up this live stream. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so very much. To those who have not subscribed yet, please do so. I would appreciate that. Please subscribe so that you can stay connected with me. And also, I'm going to give you my email address. If you want to email me questions or comments, you can do that. My email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. I'm going to give you a moment to write that down. It is tausif@tausifanam.net. I have pinned that message to the top of the chat screen. So make sure that you're sending me an email with your questions and comments. Whether you agree with me or you don't, send me an email, okay? Send me an email. If you have a question that you want to ask, a topic that you want me to discuss in a future live stream, send me that as well. I would appreciate it very much, my friends. So thank you. Thank you. It's great to be um, uh, doing these live streams. Wonderful to see so many people tuning in. Thank you, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless our freedom loving Republican members of Congress. May God bless President Trump's allies. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our US allies, and may God bless freedom loving people all over the world. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much. I'm going to be back again very soon.